Ford is a company that knows how to surprise its loyal customers year by year with many new upgrades and also new models. 2025 is expected to be no different, with many new models coming in and a ton of upgrades coming to the older models. Luckily for you, we have inside information on what's going on inside Ford that will definitely shock you. So stay with us while we learn how the Ford CEO reveals 5 Ford models for 2025 and has other automakers crapping in their pants. Number 5. Ford Ranchero. Let's start with one of the coolest models that should be introduced for the 2025 model year, and this model is definitely the Ford Ranchero. Many of you who are from the newer generations and do not know how legendary this model was back in the day, the Ranchero was Ford's response to the Chevy El Camino. The Ranchero was basically a pickup truck built on a car platform. This platform was borrowed from the Ford Torino. What is interesting about this model is the fact that even though it looks like a regular Torino from the front, in the rear, you could store a ton of stuff, and this made these models extremely popular back in the day. And because of this popularity, Ford plans to revive this legendary model. The new Ford Ranchero is expected to be based on the same platform used for the Ford Edge. This would be a compact platform. This will mean that the new Ranchero will drive like a regular SUV and have a ton of practicality. Many of you think that Ford already does this with the Maverick, but this would not be a Ford Maverick, rather than a brand new model that would be based on a new platform and will have different looks. The Ranchero will resemble a standard sedan rather than a pickup truck, so the design approach between the Ranchero and the Ford Maverick is expected to be miles apart. However, both of these vehicles should do the same task, which is hauling stuff like your groceries or other objects in the truck bed. What's interesting to note is the fact that this new model will be really cheap. This new Ranchero is expected to start as low as $21,000, making it one of the cheapest models around. However, better equipped versions will be close to $26,000. But if you want to get yourself a plain model with not many options, the base version will be an excellent choice considering its low price tag and the performance that it will deliver. Overall, we cannot wait for the Ford Ranchero to get released. This model should come later this year, and 2025 is expected to be the first model year of this legendary model. Number 4. Mustang GTD. Now let's talk about one performance model that should be released for the 2025 model year, namely the Ford Mustang GTD. The GTD is a street-legal GT3 car. This model is a real game changer in the sports car niche. The GTD is a model that packs a ton of performance under the hood, powered by a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 producing more than 800 horsepower and a top speed of 190 miles per hour. This model is also reportedly expected to get a sub-7-minute time on a Nürburgring track in Germany. All this is possible with the 50-50 weight distribution and the incredible semi-active suspension. In addition to this, you have a dry sump oil system. For those who don't know, all of these goodies are only available in race cars, and having these features in a road car is something unheard of. On top of that, you also have forged carbon ceramic brakes, titanium exhaust, and a huge wing in the rear. This wing is reportedly able to deliver so much downforce that it will glue you down to the road. Overall, the GTD is expected to be the most powerful road-legal Mustang ever made. This model has everything that an owner wants from a sports car and more. The GTD will become available for the 2025 model year, and pricing as of now is not available. But we can tell you that this model will be expensive. Crazy expensive, with an estimated price of $325,000. And we can tell you that no Mustang ever cost this much in the 60-year history of this legendary nameplate. We just cannot wait for the GTD to get released to the public. Number 3. Ford Explorer. Another legendary Ford model that will receive its 2025 model year treatment is the Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer is a good seller that brings a ton of cash flow to Ford year after year. The Explorer is easily one of the most powerful midsize SUVs on the market, powered by the 3.0-liter EcoBoost V6 engine that is found in the Ranger Raptor. All this power makes the Explorer the go-to model for those who want to get a powerhouse under the hood that will deliver instant acceleration. So what's new for 2025? Well, the trim lineup will be reduced to only 4 trim levels. These trim levels will include the Active, ST Line, ST, and Platinum. The front end will get a minor redesign with a new grille and new headlights, as well as new taillights in the rear. However, one of the highlights of this new model is the Blue Cruise feature, which will give you the option to drive hands-free on the highway. Besides this, the new 2025 Ford Explorer will get the Ford Digital Experience, a brand new software system that allows the user to integrate their favorite apps and provide native streaming and internet browsing while parked. And another reason why you should go for the Ford Explorer is the ST line. This is the trim that we recommend. It looks sporty, and you also have a 300 horsepower turbo line inline 4 under the hood. It's not the 3.0-liter V6 turbo that is $11,000 cheaper than the regular ST. If you want to get the best, the ST is definitely the model you want to go for. This model comes with the standard 3.0-liter V6 turbo engine that delivers up to 400 HP and 415 pound-feet of torque. But all of this power will come at a steep price of $57,100, so you have to be prepared to pay more if you want to get the best. However, if you're not after sportiness and you only want luxury, the Platinum is a good trim level to pick. This trim level starts at $53,250. What's interesting about the Platinum is the fact that you have plenty of luxury features and quality materials inside the cabin. However, the standard model comes with the 2.3-liter inline-4 EcoBoost. You'll have to pay extra for the 3.0-liter V6 EcoBoost engine, and this option will make the Platinum more expensive than the sporty ST model. Number 2. Ford F-150. A model year would not be complete without the F-150. The F-150 is one legendary Ford model that has been in production for many decades. This model is easily Ford's best seller every year, and for 2025, things are expected to be no different when it comes to the Ford F-150. This model for the 2025 model year is expected to get a ton of new touches that will bring the F-150 to the next level. The new model is expected to get newly revised LED taillights that will make the F-150 stand out even more. The interior cabin is also expected to receive some new upgrades, such as a new infotainment system, better quality screens, and more options to play with. The new model has not yet been introduced, so we don't want to jump too soon to conclusions. However, these things are pretty much expected from Ford, considering the fact that this model is a few years old and is in desperate need of upgrades. One thing that we would love would be a new plug-in hybrid model. Since the Lightning is not able to conquer the hearts of the buyers, a plug-in hybrid will be the way for Ford to get more sales from customers who want to have both EV and ICE capabilities in their trucks. This model is scheduled to be released later this summer at one of the auto shows across the US. Number 1. Ford Bronco. The Ford Bronco is another great seller when it comes to Ford, and for 2025, this model is expected to get plenty of upgrades that will put the Bronco in a completely different league. The Bronco is another model that is due for an upgrade by Ford because this model is slowly but surely getting more and more dated. Customers want the latest tech, and Ford is in a fight with time to deliver this to its customers. So, what is expected for 2025? Well, things are not clear yet, but the major improvements with this model will come to the interior. The model is expected to get better insulation that will reduce road noise. On top of that, the dash is expected to get a redesign, and this new model to get the latest Ford system. All this will increase the appeal of the Ford Bronco even more and will definitely bring a ton of sales for Ford.